Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. ZEBLAZE is at it again. My goodness, these guys are constantly pumping out all kinds of watches, from the amazing Android watches we've seen to combinations of different sports fitness watches, and now another hybrid. They've already done a hybrid watch in the past, and this is, well, they're just calling this the ZEBLAZE Hybrid. So it's got its own main designation. Inside this box, which we just unsealed, we have, wow, ooh, looks like a manual right up on top. And the watch body, the charger, and some accessories, which we'll get into once we tell you how you can get this. If you like the ZEBLAZE Hybrid smartwatch you're about to see, there's a couple of ways to get it. AliExpress is one source. The actual official ZEBLAZE store on AliExpress has it. Check the show notes for a buying link and a coupon discount if we can get one set up for you. Also, you can pick it up directly from Banggood. These guys are sponsors of ZEBLAZE and us, and of course, they have it available too. Again, check the prices. They're different, they're fluctuating, and we will definitely try to have a coupon discount for you to apply when we can. In terms of what's inside this thing, well, it's an analog watch to begin with. That means just your basic, regular grandparents' watch, right? But it's got smarts inside too. That's what makes it a smart watch. And hybrid means they're both together. So this thing, in addition to telling time, can give you heart rate and blood pressure monitoring, exercise tracking, sleep tracking, smart notifications. Goes on and on. Message reminders, call reminders. Got a chronograph, alarm clock. Quite a bit of stuff for a nice little band. Supports all these different languages. Should automatically switch when you tether it to your phone. The silica gel band, carbon fiber body. We'll look at all that. Let's do it. We're going to first pull out the watch itself, which is sitting in here. It's got a little plastic cover on a domed glass bezel or cover. Look at that. The bezel itself has got etchings around the sides of it. It obviously has removable bands. It's a very nice touch to it, the carbon fiber, I guess. And you've got a nice stainless steel back, heart rate sensor in the middle there, button on the side. And notice it's got a little cover on it. Got to grow your fingernails for this one. And we have to pull that off the crown. Oop, there it goes. To be able to activate it, because the battery inside of it is what powers it, and that probably kept it alive. We changed the time by twirling the knob and setting it whatever time you want and pressing it in, and that should start up the basic watch itself. Then, for the smarts part of it, we've got a charging dock with 2 pins on it that touch the 2 different plates here. So all you have to do is just drop it on anywhere, and it should be able to charge it up. Inside the little box that we can get into here. Oh, it's in there tight. I'm going to pull this out a little easier and grab it now. Inside here, then, we should have the cable to connect to the charger. Hello, there it is. Standard micro USB connector to a USB. And then the bands that this one will use to tether with the quick disconnect pins, all wrapped up pretty. Okay, last thing to do, take a quick look at the manual in English so you know a little bit what's going on, covering all the different languages in one book. Okay, you see that there's an information panel in the very beginning up in here and a couple of spots on either side. There's where we pulled out the thing around the crown. So it's giving us some guidance on how to actually operate this device. The booting it up and charging it. There's the code that you scan to download the app, and we will have a link to the app in the show notes, of course. It's the ComFit app at the Play Store. And then binding the watch to the phone to talk about doing that, more operating instructions, a warranty, and that's it for English. Looks like I got a little homework. I'm going to build the watch, charge it up, and we'll be right back. Well, here it is on. Got the band on it. It was easy enough to do. It's got the twist to light up the screen already. I haven't even tethered yet. I can set the time, of course, here with the knob. Pull it and twist it. A little bit tight. I'm going to back it up so it's not going to get in front of that screen, which seems to be kind of acting on its own right there. Not sure what all of these icons mean, but the glass is actually sensitive on the sides. The glass, guys, that's brand new. Okay, we're in a test thing, I guess, for running or walking. It's in an activity mode, and I've activated the timer. I can cause it to do other things. There's our heart rate, distance traveled, pace, and time. So all of those things are active while you're actually doing your workout. I can long press and save it or reject it, I guess. Again, it's kind of tricky to know which one is an active thing and which one is taking action, but they're back and forth on either side. Your basic display, which we just saw there, come on, is date, time, battery level, and a flashing Bluetooth if it's not paired yet. I come over here and I've got my step count listed. Not sure again what that one is about. That might be for pairing. Then the overall heart rate, and when you enter it this way, it's going to start from scratch and give me a heart rate reading and your blood pressure reading as well. And it seems to cycle between heart rate and blood pressure when I'm touching on this side. Now I'm back into that long running activity that we could go into. And then I get to this one. And if I long press here, oh, it started to go into something. Looked like a stopwatch. Here's our Bluetooth and battery, it looks like. Date and time again. And I'm showing you what it does. Looks like these are different watch faces that you can have. Okay, we touch and hold there. There's step count. And distance traveled again. Calories burned again. Sleep time. Okay, there's something we haven't seen before. And then back to step count. And now I'm looping back through them again this way. Okay, and we got to get out of here somehow. Long press. And now I'm into here. All right, let's look at the app. Have you figured it out? I haven't quite totally. The app that this tethers with is called Comfit. And when we open the app, I wanted to show you the first thing it's going to ask for is acknowledgement and confirmation that you've read and are agreeing to the policies and terms of service. We mentioned this with Amazfit, the Xiaomi line, and that this is kind of a requirement on them. You can't even use the device until you agree and tether. Here, we have to make this agreement in order to tether. So there's no way you can tether this to your phone without the app, and there's no way you can get into the app without agreeing to all of this, just for you to think about before you hit that same spot that I just did. Okay, it tells you what you can do: sport planning, health measuring, sleep inspection on here, and a sport mode, and then immediate experience takes you into the whole thing. So you have user login and registration, or you can set up one of these multiple ways of getting in. Notice that Google's not on here, so I'll get an account going and we'll get going. To get registered with this app, you got to put in your email address. Then you have to request the confirmation code, and then you have to go to your email address, get the code, put it in there, then create a password, then create your account. Then you've got to go back to login, re-enter your email address, re-enter your password, and get to this page, which is your personal information, preceded with the nickname being your entire email address. So I went in and changed it to Smartwatch Ticks, and then this is the generic information that shows up, and now we are both on the same page. Of quite a bit of a process just to get into the app, and there's no way to test the app to get in without registering. I'm still not tethered, folks. So I'm in personal information. Now I can come back, and of course it's going to want me to allow all of these different permissions. Some of you guys say, you never show the tethering. Well, you know, we'd be here for a couple of hours to go through the process. It's not that easy. We're in the app, but we don't have the device connected. So we have to generally go over to mine over here and device, which is here. And now it's going to look for and find, yay, the hybrid, and confirm it. And binding successful. Wow, that's about the fastest I've ever seen. Disconnect reminder will, of course, ring your phone or your watch if you get disconnected from it. Let's look for the device. Okay, there's no vibration, but it did flash the screen, it looks like. Looking for device. Oh, it's currently syncing, it says. Syncing what? Please try again later. All right, I guess it's trying to find the device. Let's come back here and go back to the main page first. Get an overview. Looks like we've got step information, sleep information, and temperature information, along with forecast or condition. It says thunder shower, which it's not right now, so I don't think it's on the right time zone area. Here's where you basically get your step count from the device and last night's sleep time. Then you'd go into sports, and we have a few different sports: walking, treadmill, running, and riding. We can set a target in here on time, calories, or distance. And this is from within the app, so it can use GPS for this. You'd hit start and go, and then you'd be able to do a sporting activity. Under measure, here's where we can actually take the different measurements from the app. Let's see if we're caught up with syncing. And I'm going to say health measuring. And it's twirling its little thing there. And sure enough, it's come back with a heart rate and blood pressure that quick. Didn't even light up the watch. Yeah, interesting. Okay, that's on sleep inspection. Nope, I don't understand that either. But let's try heart rate. This thing is still twirling, so maybe, yeah, it's live. It's changing. You see that, 75, 76? So it's still actively working. There, it stopped. Now let's do heart rate. We come in here, we hit start, and it's giving a countdown circle around here, giving us a heart rate, maximum, minimum. It's going to bounce around between these three, show you these levels, and then settle in, I guess, on a final measurement. Again, doing it in the background without actually activating the display on the watch. So you could be at the gym and just working out with your watch and have this up by your treadmill and be able to take your readings right there. Okay, so we got that reading. This looks like it's going to give us a history by day, week, month, and year, and the zones that you're in as well. Okay, and these zones look like they are determined based on your age and other information in your initial profile setup. Then we go to blood pressure. Let's start this one. Same kind of thing. We hit start. We're going to get a timer on it. You know, that first reading, my guess is that that was probably bringing over the last heart rate and blood pressure reading, or an average that it did during your last night's sleep. But I'm not sure. We did get some numbers that came over. Okay, we're doing a continuous measurement, it appears, but it hasn't changed from 131/84. Don't have any validity on how accurate that is. Oh, okay, it just jumped to the end, so I guess it's pretty happy with that. Here's our overall trend chart. And look, it's got two charts built together in here. There was an earlier reading, and then this is this reading. Here's our highest and lowest. And daily awake, okay. Hypertension, ideal blood pressure, and so forth are broken down here. I don't think they've quite got the titles right here, but you've got summaries again on months, weeks, day. All of that is available too. So you can initiate these readings directly from the app, and that's in here. And then finally we get over here to where we've got the setup information. The device itself shows you that it's at 92% charge. What happens if we say looking for the device? Oh, hey, it actually is vibrating. It lit up the display and there's a tiny little tickle. It's not very strong, but I got a vibration. That's great. That means notifications and whatnot should vibrate it as well. When we go to remote camera, we should get a camera down here. And there's a screen, a picture there. So watch down here. Can you see that? Well, okay, I'm going to wiggle it. I'm going to touch it. There, it took a picture. It's got still and it stored it. So that's how the remote camera works. You can set do not disturb, sedentary reminders, water, notice reminders for whatever notifications you want pushed from here. I don't believe you'll be able to read them, but you'll get a notification. Alarm, heart rate setting. This is where you can do a timing test. Over an interval of up to 60 minutes. Interesting. Okay, you can confirm that. And I presume it will just take off and do a heart rate test for you automatically. Okay. Not quite sure totally what that's about. Lock screen. This is where you can use this to unlock after opening. Then you've got the firmware version, which we can check for. It's the hybrid. Check to see if we've got an update. And this is on the internet, and it checks to see. And then you can recover factory settings or unbind the device itself. That is a pretty simple overall app. Does the basic things. You got your setup, and you got these different measurements that you can do manually. The sporting section, you can go in, as you saw here, into sporting. And then you've got your overall results in terms of last night's sleep information and the current step count. Usually you slide down to refresh, not working here. And I believe we do have a few steps on here already. No, I guess not. Well, I've been moving around with it, so I'm not sure why it's not accumulating steps or calories or distance, but it should be. Well, it's properly showing 0 to match the 0 that's on the watch. What more can I say? It looks like a nice, elegant watch. It's got a nice rubberized TPU band. Oh, you're saying it's exactly like the one we just reviewed a little while ago? The Toledo Tech T4, was that the one? Well, no, it's not. Here is the Toledo Tech. See, I was ready for your question. Take a look at these guys together. I'm going to move that out of the way. This is considerably larger, the new hybrid, than the Toledo Tech one. It has this 360 beveled screen. This has got similar to that. This one has touch buttons on it, right? This one does not. The only way you can cycle through everything is by pressing the button on the side. They're both like a black circle cutout. You can see there in the bottom of the screen. This one has analog hands, just like this one does. Different type of design. The back charging process is the same with two different circles. The diodes in here, similar. So there's a lot of similarities, but there are definitely some differences, especially in size. This one is basically bezel-less, and this one has bezels with some numbers around the edge. So the ZEBLAZE Hybrid, if you want a little bit larger one, and the Toledo Tech T4, if you want a little bit smaller. And otherwise, I think the functions are quite similar in what they do in terms of heart rate and sleep time. Those kind of things. Yeah. Anyway, you can compare the two different reviews together and see which one you like. As for the new ZEBLAZE Hybrid, this is available in a couple of different places directly from the ZEBLAZE official store on AliExpress. Check the show notes for a link over there. Or you can pick it up directly from Banggood, and Banggood has it as well. Again, check the show notes for discount coupons along with the buying links. You've been watching Smartwatch Tics. We appreciate your subscription and being here and checking all this stuff out. and enjoy the art of trying to figure out how to navigate this thing. It has touch surfaces on. Oh, that's what it is. It's weather. You see the thunderstorm? When it finally updated, come back here, updated the weather, we got a thunderstorm icon on it. There. All right. That must have just been cloudy when we saw it before. All right. We'll see you again soon. Okay. There it's working. I walked around a little bit, got 233 steps, and it's matching. So all of the pedometer stuff's working just fine.